Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to the magnificent Barony Hall on this special day, a day of celebration for you, our graduates, and for your families, friends, and supporters. We're delighted to be joined here today for this ceremony by people from across Scotland, the UK, and indeed across the world, on what is one of the most important days in the university calendar. Now, shortly, each of our graduates will, when their name is called out, be invited to come up onto the stage where I will cap them, thereby conferring them with their degree. This is an ancient public rite of passage and a mark of achievement, and a proud tradition stretching back to the Enlightenment when Strathclyde was founded. Upon being capped, our graduates will become graduates of this great university. And once I've awarded all the degrees, I will then take the opportunity to tell you a little more about our university, our heritage, and the role that we play in the world today. And once the ceremony is finished, you're invited to join us for refreshments at a reception in our Learning and Teaching building, which is just top of the hill outside. But before we begin, let me say this to you. Please savor this moment. And to the families, friends, and supporters gathered here, don't be shy in showing your appreciation for our graduates, short of coming up onto the platform here. But please be enthusiastic and enjoy the ceremony, which I now formally declare open. I now invite Professor David Murphy to present our students.
My Lord and Chancellor, in the name of the University and by the authority of Senate, I present to you these students. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy for research in English, Mila Ivova Daskalova. For research in history, Rachel Meach. Eva Louise Ward. Jasmine Wood. For the degree of Master of Research in English, Andrew Galloway Curry. For the degree of Master of Letters in Media and Communication, Timothy Oseuamen Uksue Orowan. Nathaniel Kai Lockwood. T. Nyop Nguyen. Sarah Pollock. Palin Shi. Guanwei Zhu. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in English, Annie Cara Mason. Rebecca Murray. Nia Struthers. Lauren Victoria Dick. Lucy King. Sean Marr. Savannah India Daniels. In English and Education, Michael Mercer. Sarah Middleton. In English and History, Emily Jane Sharp. Erin Stevens. Samantha Cusick. In English and Journalism and Creative Writing, Madeline Sarah Brown. Rachel Louise McBride Kearns. Charlotte Christina Conahan. Sophie Hughes. Rhys McLean. In English and Social Policy, Sarah Robertson. In English with History, Joseph Gallagher. In History, Hannah Brown. Grant Robin Frew. Douglas Hobbs. Lisa McCuig. Lucille McDermott. Erin MacLeod. Emily Brooks Miller. Eleanor Jane Shreve. Lucy Miles Smith. Helen McGregor Stewart. Emma Mary Wilson. Scott Wilson. Liam Stephen Coyle. Callum Edward Finlay. Sam David James Fraser. Megan Elizabeth Henley. Amy Hodgson. Rio Inglis. Heather Jackson. Victoria Love. Daniel Liam MacDonald. Good, take your time. Caitlin McCabe. Monica McCartney. Ross McCartney. Emily Elizabeth Simpson. India Erin Lily Smith. Fiona Struthers. Chloe Margaret Thompson. Gavin Thornton. Anthony Tonieri. Caitlin Blair Bagley. Christopher George Terry. Declan Thomas Watson. In History and Education, Ailey Jane MacDonald. Manur Shafiq Mughal. In History and Journalism and Creative Writing, Alan Boyd. In History and Law, Holly Jane Dempster. Karen Louise Kurlander. Okay. In History and Politics and International Relations, Louise Catherine Brady. Mary Fletcher. Stuart Forrester. Ellie Hunter. Zoe Anna Rarity. Emma Jane Sutherland. Lucy Wing. Darren Mark Beattie. Saffron Cunningham. Gavin Duffy. Jamie Lee Gold. Andrew Gillies. Courtney Louise Hardy. Danny Kelly. Christopher McCann. Rory James Reid Kay. Matthew Riley, Vary Robertson, Kyra Mairead Sterling, in History and Social Policy, Nicole Davidson, Anna Elizabeth Quinn, Jack Davies, Andrew McAngus, Lee Smith, Emma Stokes, in History and Spanish with International Study, Kieran Michael Mackin, in History with Education, Gillian Carmichael, Emma Barclay Anderson, Shannon Adair, in History with English, Rebecca Wilkison, Andrew Scott, in History with Politics and International Relations, Jack Kevin Algio, Chloe Thompson Brown, Georgia Dunlop, Brendan Reid, Eve Elizabeth Wilson, Stephen Allen Wright, Josephine Bridget Campbell, Grace Lucy Clifford, Paul Graham, Megan Mary Higgins, Lewis Kennedy, Rhys Muir, Amy Murphy, Jamie Gillies. In History with Psychology, Stuart Brown, in History with Social Policy, Morgan Kelso-Hillier, in Journalism and Creative Writing and English, Jenny Crawford, Jessica Rose Smith, Cameron Kearns, Isaac Clow, Santiago Guerrero Lara, Rodrigo Guzman Silicio, Miran Tamara Harvey, Roanne Shannon McGee, Emily McLaughlin, Scott Mitchell, Lewis Gregg Morgan, Charlotte Ann Phillimore, Danielle Mary Riddell, in journalism and creative writing and history, Stephen Ralton, Carmen Hamilton Austin, in journalism and creative writing and politics and international relations, Catherine Eleanor Kinnard, Kieran McGinn, Ciara Mary Ovens, Daniela Lynn Tice, Sophie White, Matt Carter MacDonald, Louisa McCarney, Declan McConville, in journalism and creative writing and social policy, Cody Anna Lynn McNabb, Stuart Patterson, and in journalism and creative writing and Spanish with international study, Lucy Valerie Cunningham.
Well, let me warmly welcome you once again to this special ceremony and memorable day, a day that marks the culmination of many years of demanding work and dedication for our new graduates. So I'd like to begin my address by congratulating our graduates of 2022 on their collective achievements and success with a round of applause from all of us here. I know I don't have to tell you how to applaud, because during the graduations I've rarely heard so much noise come up from the floor, so well done. Now, the last 2 years have been particularly challenging due to the coronavirus pandemic, and you, students, have shown great resilience, adaptability, and determination to arrive at this day. For those of you graduating in front of your family, friends, and supporters, this will be a really proud moment. And I'm sure you're extremely grateful for their support. So, graduates, let us take this opportunity to show our appreciation and gratitude with a round of applause for your family, friends, and supporters. And similarly, all of our graduates have been helped by our wonderful staff who've worked hard to provide you with a first-class education and outstanding student experience, and for whom your success is their reward. So, graduates, please join me in showing your appreciation to them. Now, in a short time, you'll be invited to join an academic procession when we leave the hall. This is a symbol that you are no longer students, but are now full members of the academic community at Strathclyde, one that now numbers over 191,000 across the world. And you join such esteemed company as David Livingstone, John Logie Baird, Dame Ellie Shangiolini, Helen Liddell, Baroness Annabel Goldie, Sir Tom Hunter. But of all the key figures who have made this university what it is, Professor John Anderson was the one who made it possible back in 1796, when Strathclyde was founded during the Scottish Enlightenment for the benefit of all mankind and as a place of useful learning. Anderson believed in knowledge for the greater good and for all, what we now call widening access. And we've remained faithful to our founding principles. Strathclyde is at the forefront of widening access to higher education, welcoming those with the ability to learn regardless of their personal circumstances. We've already met the government's 2030 target of 20% of our new students coming from the 20% most challenged areas of the country. And we've achieved this while having some of the highest entrance requirements in the UK. Our motto of useful learning continues to apply today as we seek to gain new knowledge and understanding that we can apply to challenges of our time. We're a research-intensive university whose vision is to make a positive difference to the lives of our students, to society, and to the world. And through our groundbreaking research, we're helping to change the world for the better. In the recently published results of the Research Excellence Framework in 2021, that's the UK government system for assessing quality of research in UK higher education institutions, almost 90% of Strathclyde research was assessed as world-leading or internationally excellent. And Strathclyde also had the second highest impact quality profile in Scotland, demonstrating the effect our research has had in everyday lives in the real world. Our scientists and researchers are leading the development of innovative technologies that will facilitate the transition from fossil fuels to clean, sustainable energy sources like wind, solar, and hydrogen. And that will power our future world and tackle climate change. We're developing new drugs using new digital manufacturing processes that will provide cheaper, more effective treatments in the fight against cancer, kidney diseases, and inflammatory diseases, while also helping our health services evolve to face the challenges of health and social care in the changing demographics of the 21st century. And through our focus on entrepreneurial education, Strathclyde Inspire, we're helping students and staff to create new businesses with sustainability in mind, which are creating jobs and supporting economic growth. We're leading the revitalisation of this part of the city through Glasgow City Innovation District, which is bringing companies both large and small here to work together with the university to create new ideas, new technologies, new solutions to a range of problems across key research clusters: health tech, fintech, 5G, industrial informatics, space and quantum. And much of this is based in our Technology and Innovation Centre. In the near future, we'll be building another innovation centre named in honour of one of our most successful alumni, businessman Dr. Charles Huang, who last year donated £50 million to Strathclyde, an extremely generous gift and actually our largest ever, given in recognition of the role this university had in his personal success. £30 million of the gift will be used to support this new sustainable building, a key part of the university's Technology and Innovation Zone, allowing more businesses to co-locate with the university and improve productivity, develop world-class talent, research, technology, and accelerate inclusive economic growth. And also, in honour of Professor Stephen Young, a pioneer in the field of marketing who helped establish Strathclyde's Department of Marketing and who was Dr. Huang's PhD supervisor and mentor during his studies, who sadly passed away in August last year. £20 million of Dr. Huang's gift will support the creation of 2 professorial chairs in international entrepreneurship and in international innovation and business, along with associated research assistants and PhD students. And further still, it will support an annual prize for an outstanding research paper for a business idea and fund 5 merit scholarship awards each year, all in Professor Young's name, which will see an associated leadership program put in place for each of the scholarship students. And we're growing Scotland's manufacturing capabilities as part of the 4th Industrial Revolution, called Industry 4.0. It will see digitalisation, automation, artificial intelligence transform the sector and provide huge economic and employment opportunities. Much of this work is taking place in Advanced Manufacturing Innovation District Scotland, which is out near Glasgow Airport, where the National Manufacturing Institute Scotland facility, which is going to be operated by Strathclyde, is currently under construction. We will also work to inform public policy on national economic strategy, education, productivity, and workplace strategies through our various research institutes. Our globally minded staff and students are working in sustainable development and addressing inequalities in places such as India, Malawi, the Gambia, to establish clean water, renewable power supplies, and healthcare facilities. In pursuing our vision, we understand the value of successfully working in partnership with business and with government and with the third sector to make a difference, and we extend our global reach through academic partnerships with the likes of Stanford, NYU, MIT, Caltech, Tsinghua, Nanyang Technological University, and National University of Singapore, to name a few. And as a university, we're continually working to enhance our student experience, investing in our campus, as evidenced by our new Strathclyde Sport and Learning and Teaching buildings, and investing in health and well-being services, always putting our students at the heart of everything we do. Our progress and efforts in all of these areas have been greatly recognised in recent years with a host of awards. We became the only university to win the Times Higher Education UK University of the Year twice, first in 2012 and again in 2019. We've also been named Business School of the Year, Workplace of the Year, Research Project of the Year in recent years. And some of the highlights from this faculty include Professor Alan Mirror, Law, who is announced as chair of a national collaborative established to inform Scotland's national mission on drug deaths. The group's been formed to ensure that the experience and rights of people affected by drugs are reflected in all aspects of the mission. The Suicide Reporting Toolkit, co-produced by Sally Ann Duncan in Humanities and entered jointly with Bournemouth University, was highly commended in the Times Higher Education Awards in Research Project of the Year, Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences category. Louise Welsh, author and alumni of Strathclyde's creative writing course, published her 6th novel, The Second Cut, a sequel to her debut, The Cutting Room. These examples are just a small sample of the wide-ranging activity and successes from our university in the last year. Well, today is your day, and it's the beginning of a new chapter in your lives, where you can take the knowledge and skills you've acquired during your time here to pursue and realise your aspirations. And as you forge your new careers, the university's value of being ambitious, bold, innovative, collaborative and people-oriented will stand you in good stead. We're only just emerging from the coronavirus pandemic, which has had far-reaching and unprecedented effects on all our lives. The pandemic has challenged our health system, it's impacted our economies, it has even changed the way we work. But it's also demonstrated what society can achieve when we work together. And it's placed science at the forefront of the solutions to the challenges we face. For it was science and universities that delivered vaccines for the COVID-19 virus in record time. And it's science and education that will help us address the most pressing issue of our day, climate change. In November last year, Glasgow hosted COP26, the summit of world leaders and nations which came together to agree measures to prevent catastrophic warming of our planet. Several important pledges were made at that gathering, and it will be up to you as citizens to ensure these promises are kept, to push for further changes, and it will be up to you as citizens to play your part in putting in place the scientific and social solutions to making net zero happen. Incidentally, the university is all too aware of its responsibilities to reduce its own impact on the planet, and that's why we've set a target to reduce carbon emissions by 70% by 2025 and reach net zero by 2040 or earlier. We must also recognise that the challenges of coronavirus and climate change have exposed divisions in our societies, weakness in our system, and has even seen the denial of science and expert knowledge. Strathclyde is an institution where freedom of thought is encouraged and valued, an institution exemplified by tolerance and inclusivity, one which seeks to play a significant role in shaping the world we live in through our teaching, our research, and through you, our graduates. Now, as graduates of Strathclyde, you too must play your part in drawing upon the knowledge you've gained here and the learning that's still to come to build a brighter future. In doing so, we hope you will demonstrate Strathclyde's socially progressive values and ethos of tolerance, pluralism, and a desire to make a positive difference. As graduates, you must champion knowledge, address injustice, and question inappropriate behaviours, including by those in authority. I'm confident you'll do this because you go out into a world equipped with that most valuable asset, knowledge. Strathclyde degree you now hold in your hands is your passport to success as you rise to meet the challenges ahead. The quality of research and education at Strathclyde is why our graduates are so highly sought after by employers. And it's through you, our graduates, we make our biggest impact on the world. So it's with immense pride that we see you graduate today. And though you may be leaving us, we hope you'll continue to stay in touch. Let us know how you get on and continue to contribute to Strathclyde. Because it's through the involvement of our alumni that we can provide a first-class education student experience for you. We now ask that you think of those who will follow. But today is your day, and the time has come for you to celebrate with your loved ones. So on behalf of the University of Strathclyde, congratulations again to each and every one of you. Thank you. Now, I wish you every success for the future, and I now declare this congregation closed. I would now like to invite you to join the academic procession and ask families and friends to remain upstanding until the procession has left the building, and then join us in the Learning and Teaching building for refreshments. And by the way, the sun is shining outside, so do join us. Please be upstanding.